Good, yeah, good for ya.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something just a little bit different. I guess it's not a little bit different, it's a lot of bit different. You've never seen me dye a disc before. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do it the easy way, according to the interwebs, shaving cream method. So we got some Gillette foaming shaving cream. We got a couple of colors of Pro-Chem dye. We have red and blue. Some gloves, a little bit of acetone, some Q-tips, playing cards. You'll see those come into play in just a little bit. Paper towels, and we're going to go with a Neutron plastic white trail for this dye. We'll clean that off real good. We're going to do some fun things with that before we do as well. And a Pi 10. Pi 10, just need to make sure that that disc is going to fit down in there so that the shaving cream comes out the sides. It will, so we're good to go. You can see other tutorials on how to do this on the interwebs that show things a little bit better than I do. So I'm just going to show you how I do it, and we'll go from there. So this disc is actually a gift for one of my friends. I gave it to him white because I was waiting on the dyes to show up. It was a Christmas gift, and because the dyes took a little bit longer than I thought, he gave it to me today. I guess we're mid-January right now, and we're going to get it dyed up. When he chose red and blue, he wants a red, white, and blue disc. Who wouldn't? I've got a couple of them. That's why we're going to go with that. But to start with, we're going to rub off a few of these stamps. We're going to keep the numbers, we're going to keep the trail, but we're going to see if we can get rid of the Neutron plastic, distance driver, and MVP disc logo. For that, we're just going to use a little bit of acetone and some Q-tip. So I'm going to pour a little bit of that acetone into the cap. I don't use this for anything else, so I'm really not worried about contamination on it. Got that acetone. All we're really going to do is soak the end of that Q-tip, our disc, and start rubbing where we don't want the stamp. And literally as easy as that. Stamp comes right off. I want to avoid getting any acetone on those numbers because I want to keep the numbers, so I'm just going to rub those away. But I'll go over it a couple of times with that acetone. Probably going to go into fast motion here just so you don't have to see it all because you got the gist of it with just that. There we go, and now that we have the stamps off that we want off, I'm going to go ahead and take this inside, wash it with a little bit of soap and water. Soap and water just to get rid of the oils that were put on the disc in the factory to kind of help get them out of the mold. Pretty standard that they all come with a little bit of oil on there. And also the oils from your hands can cover the discs and kind of make it so that the dye doesn't stick as well either. So we're going to go get rid of that, and we'll be right back.
A few moments later.
So there we go, we have a clean disc. I just used the little Dawn Power Spray soap in the sink. Spray it real good, rubbed it real good, got those oils off. That's all we really need to do with that for now. It's prepped and ready to go. We'll set that off to the side. I'm even going to set it next to the radiator, get it warming up. They say that a little warmth is going to help with the dye. I don't know if with the shaving cream in the pan it's going to do much for us, but you know, if we can get the dye to stick better, we're going to give that a go. I've done a couple of these so far. I'm getting better with each one, so this should be the best one going to my buddy Ian, the guy you saw me run an ad with a few weeks ago. He got one this week, and as a matter of fact, he got it today. So Ian, let everybody know in the comments if you like the disc, how it came out, if it's what you wanted, if you'd like something different. Just go ahead and put that in there for me. Let these guys kind of know what's happening. So we're going to go with that shaving foam. Again, it's Gillette foamy shaving foam. Get it shaken up real quick. The guys at the Disc Dyers Guild said that you need about a fist right in the middle of your pan. So we're going to start with about that much shaving cream. Have your pan turned up just a little bit so that you can aim down at it with your shaving cream. A couple of the times that I've made this, I've had some issues with air bubbles and falling down from the side. So I like to, off the bat, just kind of pat out some of those air bubbles, get them gone. That way they don't come into play and your foam doesn't fall out as you're trying to dye. I think I'm going to go with a little bit more. Otherwise, it's pretty good. Just pile that right on top. And I'm pretty happy with that. We're going to use these to make a mound out of our pile of shaving cream here. And all I'm going to do is go around this a couple of times, try and flatten out all the sides. Pastry chefs, don't be making fun of me. You can leave your comments if you would like, but all I'm doing is trying to flatten out these sides a little bit and avoid the air bubbles if possible. I know it's not always possible, but we're going to get as many of them out as I can. One there. And with the card, it's kind of cool. It flexes around everything and makes it so I can easily just kind of smooth everything out. I'm not looking for perfection here. There is no need for perfection on this because I'm doing press down on the top of this guy. It's just going to press my dye out anyway. So all I want is fairly smooth, and that looks pretty good to me. I'm happy with that. About to get into the fun stuff. We're going to start with the dyes, and I'm going to do 4 quadrants on this of red and blue. And I'm going to go a little heavier than what the Disc Dyers Guild showed in their video because I found it to be I found it to cover more area anyway. So it doesn't matter which color I start with. We're going to start with the blue. It's a royal blue. I got this directly from ProChem Dyes. I think it came out a little cheaper that way by going directly through them. I'm going to take my Q-tip, dip it in, get some powdered dye on the edge of my Q-tip, and all I'm going to do is sprinkle down along my quadrant that I want to dye that into. Like I said, I go pretty heavy, but I don't need to have big blotchy spots. You see I just dropped a blotch on top. That's okay. It's still going to be fine. It's going to spread out as I hit it. Oh, that one came down. But I'm going to just try and do a quarter of this on this side, quarter of it on the other side. And as I turn this around, you'll see more of what this dye looks like. And again, heavier than what it looks like if you're watching the Disc Dyers Guild channel. By the way, that one video that you guys had on there, you never showed the disc at the end. You showed all the way through and no disc. I want to see what that disc looks like. So if you guys watch this, go ahead and bring that sucker back. I want to see what that disc looks like. So there's one side. Might add a little bit more when we're all done, but you can kind of see how coated it is. We're only doing a quarter of it. The rest of this, we could probably fast forward if you want. But same thing over here. You got to give it up on the brother. You got it going on. Hooper, hooper. What's happening right now is the dye is absorbing water out of the shaving cream to kind of reactivate itself. So that big clump on top might not be doing that, but the rest of it should be reactivating as it sits there. So now we're going to do the red. For some reason the red, and it is a flame scarlet, for some reason the red is a thinner dye powder. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's not as clumpy, it's not as thick, it's just real thin. And I find it to be easier to use than the blue because of how thin it is. I can get it to fall where I want. It's almost like salt and pepper difference. Coarse pepper versus a fine salt. I'm a hero. Ain't no time now. Gonna do this. Make it work, yeah. Cooper, Cooper. Gonna tear the house. And then I say we add just a little bit more blue to the blue sides. I don't want to contaminate my two colors, so I'm making sure that I use the appropriate side of the Q-tip The smart thing to do is probably just change Q-tips, but we did not do that, so here we go. I want to get going because the shaving foam is starting to separate. As it separates, it creates white spots in between the color itself. I don't know if you can see any on that side, but this side definitely has some right down in here. So we're going to try and get going before that finishes up. What I'm going to try to do with this trail is I'm going to try and set it right in the center. As I set it down, I'm going to spin it probably, I don't know, 45 degrees, maybe 90 degrees to try and get a nice swirl out of that. So like I said, it's going to go right down on top, set down, and we'll see if we can swirl that pattern into it before we get down to the bottom. Just going to set it right on top, like such as, and now here we're starting to swirl down. As I swirl down, I'm going to push into the pan, and I'm just hoping for the lotion, as it did, to come out both sides of the pan. That's it. That is the entire process of getting that disc in that die. I'm going to let this sit for 24 hours. I'll come back after work tomorrow. We'll pull it out, we'll wash it off, we'll see what it looks like, and then next time we play with Nate, we'll send this off to him. I'll even try and get a reaction video, see if we can't make him cry. No, he's not going to cry, but he's going to love the disc either way. I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Alrighty, so welcome back. It is the next day. This trail has been sitting in the foam bed for a little over 24 hours. I guess probably 25 hours now. Let's take it out and see what she looks like, huh? So, starting with, we're covered in shaving cream. Pull some of that out. Oh, I like the white on the outside. I like the blue and the red. Oh yeah, I'm digging this. Let's go ahead and we'll wash that sucker off and I'll show you what she looks like. Well, here she is. This is the trail that went in last night. Came back out, washed her off. I am disappointed in a couple of things. These white splotches here in the center. I'm not sure how I got them other than maybe the shaving cream cracked as I was twisting down onto the bed itself. Overall, not disappointed though at all. And if you know Nate at all, the guy who's getting this disc, this is right up his alley and he's really going to like it. I imagine he's going to be playing with that next week. So, Nate, I guess I'll take this to you next time I play with you and we'll see how you like it. I'm guessing that you are really going to like it and we'll play with it for a long time to come. As always, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, comment, share, do all the things that YouTube likes you to do. Share your discs with me. You can find me on YouTube at Cooper Discs. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Bye now. Okay, so as we all know, it doesn't matter what I think about the dye job. This is the dye job, and this is the guy it goes to. So let's see.
100%, dude.
Let's see what he thinks about the dye job.
Oh, this is perfect. Hell yeah, Coop. Well done.
Nice.